Right, so as requested from Serenity, he wants to know about percussion. So I'm just going to show you strips how I do my percussion. I'll add in a drum rack, which is basically like the step sequencer from Fruity, because I know that you use the old flips, Craig. Little known fact about me, back when I was MC Rescue, Craig was the very first person to ever give me a chance, and he gave me a residency as an MC. Right, but if I had in a drum rack and then just say I'll look for a ride sample, I always put my ride in first, and I'll just drop it onto one of these pads, and then when I drop that onto a pad, when I go into this MIDI clip, I don't know what I've just done there, when I go into this MIDI clip, then it'll give me a channel where I can draw in the ride. So I'm just going to draw in, I'm going to make it last for an 8th note, which is half a beat if you don't know, and I'm just going to demo some rides. Oh sorry, I've got this kicking bass here. And I'm going to demo some rides until I find one that I like. It's actually not bad, but we'll go for a different one. Nah. I'm going to go with that one. And I'm going to put my sampler mode to classic so that I've got some attack, decay, sustain and release. I'm just going to play with it. I'm going to turn it down a wee bit up here, minus 6 for the moment. Right, we'll go with that. And then I'm going to add a hi-hat. So I'm just going to search for VEC open. I'm going to drop it onto another pad, and that will add another channel within my MIDI clip. And if I copy these notes to make it offbeat and demo it, it sounds really bad. So we'll change it. I quite like that, you know. Again, set it to classic to give me a ADSR. This attack, decay, sustain and release, it's actually pretty important, because this is what lets you give it energy. Let me turn the release down on the ride because that's wild. Nice and simple, and now I'm going to look for a clap sound. I've got this clap that I love it, so I'm just going to throw this in. I've used this clap for years, but I layer it with different stuff now and again, and I'm just going to put it in on every second kick, but I'm also going to make it last for half a beat on the MIDI note. Duplicate it across. Set the volumes because this is important. If I enable, and if I click this wee button here, it opens the mixer within the drum rack. Go turn the ride down. I'm going to start renaming things because I've got OCD. Call that ride, call that O-hat, call that, oh my god, I've deleted it, call that clap. And now I'm going to look for a closed hat. So in my search bar, I'm just going to write VEC close. Going to drop it into a pad. And the pattern that I'm going to make with this is I'm going to zoom in on my grid until it gives me 116. You can see in the bottom it's 116. And my first closed hat, I'm going to put in the offbeat. And then for the second beat, I'm going to put it on the dot. So we miss the offbeat. And we play a 16th after the kick and a 16th after the hi-hat. And then what I do for there is literally just duplicate that across. And then you see, let me hear it. Nice and simple. And then I'm going to take the same closed hat and I'm going to drop, oh my god, I'm going to drop it on a different pad. And there is a reason for this. But first I'm going to show you the pattern. So, you see this pattern that we've done here? We're going to do the opposite of that. So the first one, we're going to put a 16th after the kick. And then a 16th after the open hat. And then the second beat, we're going to put it on the off beat. And then, so it's just doing the opposite. So you've got a closed hat taking up the 3/16ths after the kick. I leave the kick in the ride. I don't put a closed hat on that because I want to hear the kick coming through in the ride. And then all I do is duplicate this bad boy across. And that sounds like this. But let me bring this down to here. Let me rename it. I'm going to call that C hat L for C hat closed hat left. And I'm going to call that C hat A for closed hat right. And I'm going to turn them down a wee bit. Maybe just, I mean, these won't be the final volumes, but it's just for quick demonstration purposes. And then that sounds like this. And the reason we used the same closed hat twice is because I'm going to pan them. I'm going to pan the closed hat L left. I'm going to do it by 24. I'm going to pan the closed hat R right. I'm going to pan my ride a wee bit left and pan my hi-hat a wee bit right. So I'm panning my ride and my hi-hat by 12 left and 12 right. I'm leaving my clap in the middle. And then I'm panning the closed hats further. Maybe not that much further. What we'll maybe do is we'll take the closed hat 15 left and 15 right. But we'll take the ride 6 left and 6 right. And if I put this in with the kicking bass, adjust the volumes, they need to come down more. Maybe take them to -9. -9. Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop an EQ8 just onto my ride sample, and this will let me EQ the ride. And I'm going to take roughly 400 Hz off the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same with the hi-hat, so I'm going to copy that EQ8 across onto the hi-hat. I'm going to copy it onto the closed hat and the other closed hat. And finally, I'm going to copy it onto the clap. Now, with the clap, we don't want to take as much off the bottom. There's a thing called a fundamental, and if I play this, I'll show you. See here? You see here, there's a wee peak. We want to keep that in because that's what gives the clap. It's gonna snap. And then I've got this thing here that I had. It is, well, I don't know what's happening here. It's basically parallel saturation and reverb and stuff, which make them sound like this. This is it off. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm slamming the signal really hard with a camel crusher, and then I'm turning it right down and I'm mixing it back in, adding some reverb in that bite. I don't know why that's there, I don't use that. And then I've added some reverb and I've just EQ'd the low off the reverb, and then that can bring up some frequencies that I don't want, so I'll EQ them again and then I'll clip them. But this is enough to get you going. Definitely fatter than me after a night at China Buffet King. But aye, if you want to know an absolute fine detail, basically if you want to see me making a track start to finish, then keep your eyes peeled for the video course, because that'll be going live soon. But anyway, share this with a mate that you think that it'll benefit, and I'm out.